Here it is. My caravanette. It's not the biggest in the world. It looks like it's done a fair few miles. The door's a bit rusty. It's a bit stiff too. Up these steps and home sweet home, where I'll be for the next week. Door's a bit narrow. I guess it's what an estate agent would call cosy. Down the end there, some steps leading up to what must be the sleeping platform. Very simple, no complications. And in the centre, a nice gas stove. No gas. Yes, very nice. I got the gas working eventually, made a cup of tea and bedded down for the night. In the morning I took in my surroundings properly. A small field on the edge of an endless apple orchard, a few miles from the market town of Ledbury in Herefordshire. 10 other camper vans were scattered around, forming a temporary community of retired people who come each year to pick apples by hand. I thought I'd woken early, but not early enough. Everyone else was already out. So John the foreman, a kindly man with a rosy apple complexion, in his overalls and in his 40s, gave me a quick lesson in using the apple picking kit. Nothing complex. It's a bucket you wear round your neck.
It's an aluminium bucket and it's padded on the sides actually, all solely to kind of protect the apples from being bruised actually.
Right.
Bruising is our dread actually, so we don't bruise them at all. So we always make sure you just place them gently in the picking bags. It's got a catch on it which kind of you turn, release the apples actually into the apple bin.
And how many bins must we do in one day?
Normally when the apples are good you should probably pick at least three bins a day.
And how many apples approximately in a bin?
The actual bin holds about 750 to 800 pounds of apples actually, which is I don't know how many kilograms. Don't know.
Well, pounds is good enough for
Yeah,
me.
would do.
That's a lot of apples and quite a few thousand apples in each bin.
That is. It's probably between 2,000 and 3,500 apples in a bin actually, depending on the size of the apples.
So really I should be picking towards 10,000 on a good day?
Yeah, 3 bins is roughly about a tonne of apples.
No smoking whilst picking fruit. No eating and drinking whilst picking fruit. The toilet facilities provided on site must be used. On no account should you make use of bushes or hedges. Seems fair enough. I notice that most people are picking as a husband and wife team.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah. You don't spread out. It's nice to pick with someone else, even though you're not saying very much. Nobody's really talking. They seem to be in their own zone, aren't they? Or do you two talk a lot?
No, we don't. You get in a zone. Sometimes we've got our earphones.
Yeah, sometimes we have the boogie box on,
Sometimes wearing his boogie box headphones while he picks is Barry with his wife Sheila. Retired, slim and fit, and in his early 60s, Barry and his wife picked together quietly and contently in each other's company and have been coming back for the apple season for years. Not something they thought they'd ever do.
I never wanted to do it. I got made redundant from my job in York. We lived in York at the time. I got my redundancy package and he spent it on the van.
We start around about the middle of August and we'll go until end of September, sometimes
Well, we went to the
15th of October last year.
And then what do you do in the winter? Because I know some people go off to the south of Spain or something.
Yeah, we do.
You do as well?
Yeah, well, we go off in about January.
Right, okay.
And we like to stay Christmas at home with the grandkids.
Yeah.
And then come middle of January, towards the end of January, that's our time to leave. And
do you go in your minivan, in your camper
the
van?
motorhome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your camper van is a home for most of the year, really, is it?
Well, we do
at least a few months.
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
3 months in Portugal, Spain, Portugal.
Yeah.
And then 2 months
2.5
picking,
months
2.5
down
months
here,
picking.
yeah. And then the odd trip out to
So
shows and things.
Yeah, about 6 months.
It's not too sweet.
No.
It's not sour.
And there's a crunch to it, isn't
There's
there?
a lovely crunch to this.
How many is that?
This is my 5th.
This is our facilities actually. This is a shower block, toilets, and also places where they can cook as well.
Okay. Oh. Inside we've got a tractor, and to the left some old garden furniture. This must be the kitchen. I've got a sink here, yes, running water, and some saucepans, little portable TV, and a microwave, and a forklift truck to keep you company. And through here, this other white door opens up to what must be the loos. And down here on the left, in here is the shower room. Very clean. You don't mind living in a camper van for extended periods?
Oh,
We're geared up for it,
we've
Steve.
got everything.
We're totally geared. I mean, we're on solar panels, which gives us enough to do what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
We've
And
got
do you
Sky
have
television.
pensions from your previous jobs?
Yes, we do.
So this is a top-up of it?
Yeah,
and
I have a
just
tiny little one that, because I'm not quite 60 yet,
Right.
so I don't get a pension, and I won't get it till I'm 62 anyway, from the state. So I have got a little one from my job. It's from my, when I got made redundant, but it's minuscule.
What were you both doing? Agriculture?
Army.
Army, right. Very different to this.
Very different.
What were you doing,
And I
Sheila?
work for a charity in York
Right,
that helps families with severely disabled children.
Oh.
So, yeah, a good job. I loved it.
yeah,
But things change, don't they?
yeah.
I mean, there was a staffer for 72. They made 26 of us redundant one year. The following year, another 26. I mean, it's down to about 15, 20 staff. That's it. Cutbacks and what have you.
Yeah.
But we've been in the army all our life.
Yes,
Travelled
yeah. I joined when I was
everywhere, which was
17 and a half and stayed in for the duration.
It's funny though, I know we're chatting, but generally when you're picking, you just
You just pick.
close down, don't you? And
do.
you just
You
carry
tend
on.
to. You just sort of get in a bit of a zone. We do
Yeah.
sometimes talk, but not often. I think I just.
It's almost like a form of meditation, isn't it?
Yes, I think you're right.
It's
Yeah.
mindfulness when you concentrate on one thing.
Yeah, and I think because you do get aches and pains. I mean, my back this morning was killing me, but I took 2 paracetamol and it's gone off. But I sort of try to think through the pain.
Reach, pick, reach, pick, reach, pick. Just unhook them from the branch gently. It's not easy work. I used to work in a factory for 10 years, but I haven't done manual labour for a while. And you do feel it. In your arms, your neck, your back, your feet. But you get into the zone. It's a repetitive, meditative, mostly silent calm. You do a lot of thinking. The variety we're picking is called the Discovery Apple, and with all this contemplation, perhaps for good reason. Reach, pick, place gently in the bucket to avoid bruising. Reach, pick, place in the bucket. Reach, pick, place in the bucket. When I'm picking,
Yes.
I'm not thinking obviously about apples. It's a very simple process. I'm daydreaming. I'm thinking about the future, the past. Sometimes I just go into a world of my own and I'm not really thinking about anything.
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm the same. I think about the area that we're in, the places that on my day off I can go and see. I don't want to just stay here. I want to look, at all the black and white villages, they call them, around, and the Malvern Hills.
So how long have you been picking, Marilyn?
I've been picking since a week, Monday just gone, so in other words 2 weeks.
This is your first season.
It is, yes.
And what do you think about it?
I've really enjoyed it, and the people as well.
Are you retired?
I am retired,
So
yes.
what did you do before you retired?
I was a textile artist.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been since I left school, on and off over the years.
So
My husband died 4 years ago, and I just decided then I got my health, that I'd come and do different things, let's say.
And do you have a pension as well from that?
I have an annuity, a small annuity off John's pension, and this tops it up just slightly, but it keeps me under the threshold for the tax anyway. I pay tax on that, and that's it, you know.
I noticed, because I'm staying up in the corner
I
there,
know.
I'm like the squire up there, but I noticed by 9 o'clock the whole place shuts down. People are
Yes.
exhausted, aren't they?
They really are exhausted. I wouldn't have believed it, but at 9 o'clock, it's time. You're falling asleep, and that doesn't happen to me normally. I can be up till midnight.
Yeah.
But, we're up early. I'm up usually 5:30, so,
And do you feel better for it in terms of your health?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
How?
I ache. We're all marked, scratched, bruised, bad shoulders, bad back.
That's you feeling better,
Wouldn't
is
have
it?
missed it for the world. Yeah.
Maybe that needs 2 more minutes. There's nothing like good home cooking. Oh, another day, another apple. Morning.
Good morning, Steve.
How are you?
Very well, and you?
Not too bad.
You sleep all right in there?
Yeah, it's okay. What about you?
Home from home, innit?
We're off to, is it Tillington or something?
Yeah, we're off to Tillington today, yeah.
Still the old Discovery, is it?
Yeah,
We're
the old
picking?
Discovery.
Oh, there they are. They're all waiting already. So
Yeah, keen.
Oh, yeah.
Keen.
Say the word apple,
That's it, yeah.
like whippets.
Yeah, hands are out grabbing.
Normally, when you see a group of retired people climbing into a minibus, you'd think they were off on a day trip somewhere. But we're being taken out to a different orchard.
Mind your stick,
We tend to be used wherever we're needed. Well, you're all nice and keen this morning.
I think I'd rather be in bed, though, for another hour.
The reason the farm employs these retired people who've travelled from all round the country is, of course, because they're good workers. But it's also because they struggle to find young local people. They usually advertise, but this year they didn't bother, because no young local person wants to do it. There are, of course, Eastern European workers, but without motorhomes, they live in a hostel elsewhere. With all this in mind, I asked farm worker Kevin how the retired people compared to the younger element.
You certainly treat them different to the foreign students. The older ones, you don't need to motivate them. They've worked all their lives, they come here picking, they know what the score is, they come every year, and really they don't need that much motivation, they work hard.
And they pick quite quickly as well.
They do pick quickly, yeah.
Almost as quickly as the younger folk?
Almost as quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not as quite as quick, but they're not far off, they're not far off. We wouldn't have them back if they were that slow, so no, they're pretty quick.
And they have to be. The farm won't take on just anyone. Ray, in his early 70s, did a day's trial but unfortunately was rejected. He was told he wasn't picking quickly enough.
No, not according to the manager.
So what happened? How did they test you? How did they work you on the first
Well,
day?
they just told us the size of the apples. There was a misunderstanding on the part of myself, plus the other 2 newcomers that were working as a team. And regarding the colour of the apples we were due to pick, we were being too selective, to be honest. We were picking mainly the mostly red ones. We didn't realise that some that were nearly red were still acceptable to pick. So, of course, we were a lot slower. Once we realised that, our rate picked up, but obviously not quick enough.
Did you spend all day out there, or was this just like a 1-hour test?
All day.
Yeah.
All day.
But you must be disappointed coming all this way and not being able to
Not being
work
able
at
to
it.
work. Yeah, I mean, it's not a problem camping-wise, because, I mean, we can stay till the end of the month camping without any fee and anything like that, so
That's
we're
nice
still
of them,
getting
isn't
a
it?
holiday. We're still getting a holiday, but I would still have, for personal reasons, would like to earn a little bit of money. But,
Do you think it's tougher than you thought in terms of how many apples you have to pick?
I expected it to be tough, but a little surprised that I wasn't given another day's chance.
bit disappointed, really.
I'm very disappointed, yeah. I did this morning speak to the manager and say I would love to have another go. My wife's happy to do without, but I would love to have another go at some duties because I explained I do need to earn some money.
You're a retired gentleman. What did you do before you retired?
I was a welding lecturer.
And where have you come from exactly?
Sunderland.
So it's a long old drive down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as the money runs out, we're going back. We've got no choice.
In this section of the orchard, we've had a bit of a problem. The apples that we're picking are suffering from what's known as cracking. They've had a drought over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and the soil here is particularly shallow in this section of the orchard, and these trees have suffered. So if I just take a little apple there off the tree, and it's just where the stem meets the skin of the apple, it's just starting to crack away, and it's just this it's just almost a cosmetic feature that turns supermarkets off. They simply don't want them as eating apples, so we have to toss them onto the ground. So we've got this long line of pink and red apples just lining themselves all under the trees, all over the ground, and the bin's still only half full. And it's quite sad, but of course these apples will be used. They'll be used for juice, but we're here to pick eaters, so we're going to go further across into the orchard, up above the ridge, where the ground, they say, is deeper. It's been holding the water better, and leave these juices to be picked up another time.
There we go, Julian. There's your pay for today. Will do. Thank you.
Every day, at the end of the day, John comes around with the pay packet. No security, just he hands these brown envelopes to the people.
Oh, there we go, Val. I'll give it to the...
Oh, cheers, thank you.
Will do. Perfect.
Thank you. Is that what we get?
That's in.
You enjoy handing the money out, John?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind. I don't like cash, to be honest. It's not nice dealing cash, is it?
No.
It's sort of, it's all right if it's your own.
The pickers earn $6.65 an hour and start the working day at 7:45 and finish at 4.
But I'll always check it later.
Yeah.
So what did you think of your pay?
Well, I like to see them brown envelopes, Steve. It just keeps me going, you know. The last couple of hours.
Do you think you're overpaid or underpaid?
Oh, that's, well, what kind of question's that? Hey? Well, we're underpaid, aren't we?
Everybody's underpaid.
Absolutely. Everybody. Yeah. No. It's we know what the wage structure is when we start, so that's fine.
So, Michael, you've come down with your grandparents from Scotland. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's all right. It's a great opportunity to get to know them better and stuff like that. Make some money.
Are you enjoying the picking?
It's all right. I mean, like, not when you're doing it, but after it, you feel all right.
It's money as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Got to make some money. There's not that many jobs done where I am, so I have to travel a wee bit.
So where have you come from exactly in Scotland?
Annan, there's a little town in Dumfries and Galloway called Annan. It's just across the border near Gretna Green.
Oh, okay. And how long are you going to stay down here picking in this orchard?
I think about 6 weeks.
6 weeks, right.
Yeah, about that.
So 6 5s is 30 days
Yeah.
at get about 50 pounds a day. That's not bad money, is it?
No, it should
go
be
home
leaving with a grand or something.
Yeah, over £1,000.
Yeah.
And what do you think of all these retirees doing this job? It's quite unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, they're all surprised at me because I'm here and I'm the only young one actually in the campsite, so it gets quite boring sometimes.
It should be the other way round though, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mainly young pickers.
Well, they used to, from what I've been hearing, that they used to bring students from overseas, like foreign ones, but I don't know what's happened to them.
Yeah, they're in the other side of the farm, I think.
Oh, are they?
But there's no local young people or British young people.
I'm really surprised about that actually, because if I had something like this done where I am, I would be, trying to get in there.
Well, just coming in after the third day, and it does take it out of you. You don't get much time to look after yourself. Into the caravan. Ah. And the state on this place. You've got plates and pots and pans, all unwashed all over the place. Clothes strewn over every part of the van. And the carpet covered in grass. And the bed looks like the scene of a caravan burglary. Worst of all, it's all been done by me. Well, it's night time in the caravan. Bit nippy, to be honest. And time to get ready for bed. Tracksuit bottoms, fleece top, and trekking socks. Good night. Morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Got your Wellingtons on?
Yes, Wellington's on this morning.
Combat trousers?
Yes, and me jacket.
Jacket, cheap anorak?
Cheap anorak, Gore-Tex this boy.
Expensive anorak? You know what I mean? Morning. Ready to go again, David?
No.
You don't sound it. Morning. All ready for the off?
Morning, sweetheart.
Looking forward to it. It's a lovely day today, isn't
It's
it?
a lovely day. It's going to be very hot though.
Is John making it this morning, or has he given up? Oh, there he is.
Still in bloody bed.
It must be hard to get out of bed at your age.
No, it is not. I'm just the first up, last into bed. But I'm in a bad mood this morning because she left the bloody telly on standby and my batteries are flat.
I know the feeling. No, are you looking forward to going out again today? Monday, another start to another week.
But he tells me it's just going to be a short day today because the tractor's jiggered. They're going to be fixing the tractor, so we might only just get a couple of hours today.
We'll see.
We'll see, just see how it goes.
What time did you go to bed last night?
Oh, about 9:30. Babies, aren't we?
I imagine Ray had an early night too. Turned down for a picking job earlier because he was too slow. He's been given a second chance. Joining the team of apple pruners. So this is it, Ray? Back in the field for a second stab at it?
Yeah.
Looking forward to it?
Yes.
Well, you've got your shorts on, your steel toe cap boots.
Yep.
And you're raring to go.
Yeah.
Well, good luck today. And
Thank you,
I
yes.
really hope it works for you.
Okay, thank you. So do I.
All the best.
Yeah.
Right, what we're doing, we take out all this 1-year-old growth from the centre of the tree. Anything upright,
Yeah.
anything going down back into the tree,
Yeah.
cut out, and leave a secateurs length
Right.
between the shoots.
Right.
Okay? Be careful not to knock the apples off.
Yeah.
That's very important that you don't knock the apples off. So work your way in if you can. What we're doing, we're cutting them out to let our air and light into the tree for next year's crop. It's to ripen these up that we've got, the green ones, to ripen those up,
Yeah.
get the colour into them, and to let air and light into the tree for next year's crop.
Yeah.
Okay?
So we're
we
going
get
right
some
to the
sun in
top of the tree.
there. Don't do the tops.
Okay.
Don't do the tops. Unless they're very, very hairy, and then take a few out. But I wouldn't worry too much about the tops.
So something like this.
No, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Tea break. Here comes Alan, our happy-go-lucky tractor driver. And at the tea break, he's always the same. Sitting on the grass, his back against the tractor wheel, smoking a roll-up and listening to the birds. John, you look forward to these tea breaks?
Yes, I like the tea breaks because you get talking to your other pickers, it's good.
And you need them as well, don't you? Because it's quite a long shift out here.
Yeah, too true. It gets a bit of a drag.
So we work about 2.5 hours, stop, then we stop again in about 2.5 hours time after the
Three
break.
hours at the most.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess, just no disrespect, but at your age you need a rest, don't you?
Oh, definitely. I think everybody needs a bit of a break. You know, it's.
Do you think there's ever a case that you can be too old to be an apple picker?
I don't know. I haven't reached that stage yet.
It's about personal fitness, really.
It
Isn't
is. Aye, sometimes you say to yourself, what am I doing here? But it just wears off and you come back at it the next morning.
How old are you again? 77?
77, aye.
And you keep saying to yourself, this is the last year, but you keep coming back.
Every year I say I won't be back.
But you are.
Come the summertime you get a phone call, you say it wasn't so bad.
Somebody else's phone going off there.
Ah.
Well, John may come back again next year, when he's 78, along with all the other retired apple pickers who found a little niche in life. A way of earning money to supplement pensions, but also there's a sense of quiet camaraderie in this unusual, peaceful community. Perhaps Ray will join them too. He was taken on as a pruner and an apple picker and wants to return next year. As for me, I've finished my week in the camper van. Cold at night. If I came again, I'd bring a few extra layers. But I feel fitter, healthier and better, despite a few aches and pains. So one last bucket of apples to unload, and I'm away. Well, that was my last bucket into my last bin. And it's quite sad, really. They're a nice bunch, and it's such a beautiful place to work. Well, goodbye, everyone. Won't see you again.
All right, then, Steve.
Take care.
Nice meeting you all.
I want to go back into your own business now.
I'm going to go into the apple business.
Do you love it that much?
All I can think about is apples. Last night I was dreaming about crumble.
You weren't.